So something really strange has been going on, and if you looked at the thumbnail, maybe you'll have a clue. But anyway, so over here is the RDS 46 Goons. If you've been like, a fan in the olden days, this is a clan, right? This is a clan, a users group to clan and prison life. However, it's completely dead. Nothing goes on here except for one thing. If we go to the group, you'll notice that the community funds is at 101. Previously, right, a month ago, it was much lower than that. I think it was like 40 or something. Maybe that's because everyone's buying my signature shirt. You know this one? The one that everyone loves and I used to wear it back in the old days. Well, no, it's not this one. I'll show you. Okay, let's go to sales and boom. You see all this? Isn't this weird? In fact, oh my gosh, we got one like a couple 30 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see what's going on here? Everyone's buying a certain shirt. And I'll show you what shirt this is in a second. But there's also another theme about the people who are buying this, if you can spot it already. But we'll get to that. Anyway, what is this shirt? So the shirt's over here, right? This is how it looks like. Obviously, if you know your history, you know what it's based off of, right? You can see it looks nice and formal. There's an Aussie flag on the side, where another flag is supposed to be. And there's my name. As you can see, it was made by Lek. He had this idea actually, I think. I'm not sure. But it's very funny. Anyway, so all these guys are buying it. And I remember, this happened a couple months ago, I believe. I think it started, if we go back, it started around the 6th, which is, I think, June. And now they're just piling in, buying my clothes. Okay, so why are they buying this? Well, here's my theory, okay? Look at the name, it's called Goon. And if you search up Goon on the marketplace, and then you go to clothing, classic shirts, apply. If you scroll far enough, right? If you scroll down, you'll eventually see it. And it's actually not that far down. I just need to find it. Here it is. It's right over here. So that's like 2 scrolls to get there. But you might think, maybe they're wearing this because goon, lol, goon is such a funny word. Well, if we look at the avatars, right? They all kind of have a lot of the same features. This guy has a yellow face. This guy also has a yellow face. In fact, he's wearing it right now. This guy has a yellow face. Okay. And maybe you might think, maybe they're buying this shirt because they're a fan of you. Well, here's the thing. Whenever you check these little profiles, let's look at his following. Okay, this is his following, right? I'm not there. No other PL is there either. It's just a bunch of random dudes. You go to his groups, nothing prison life related. I don't even know what's going on. Except I do know, maybe. I actually don't. Feel free to tell me in the comments. But what I've searched up is that these guys with these avatars, they're simply just role-playing as a thing called Mafioso. I don't know anything about it, but what I'm assuming is that they're searching up Goon, because Goon doesn't just mean jacking off, okay? It also means, a mafia henchman, or someone who works for the mafia, right? Which is why I named this RDS Goons. But anyway, they saw this shirt, had the word Goon on it, and they were like, no way, I gotta buy that. And thus, they bought it. And funnily enough, they have my username on the back. That's hilarious. This guy has completely covered it up. But, the Aussie flag's still there. I don't think he realizes. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. We have 100 Robux at the moment. And there's still some in queue, 4 of them. And that's hilarious, something that I never predicted would happen. So anyway, feel free to tell me what this is about so you get the full story. Because I'm still very curious, right? I'm still curious why these guys are just piling in and buying my shirt, despite the fact that they don't know who I am.